Hello, welcome. This is Kevin with Establishing Zion. I love reading about Zion. I love studying about Zion. I desire Zion with all my heart. And I read this book recently. It is by Neal A. Maxwell, The Enoch Letters by Neal A. Maxwell. And when I read it, I read it again and I said, I've got to put this on my channel because this encompasses everything that I want to do on this channel in showing a progression of ourselves, our own personal quest to become Zion. And Zion is a process. And so these letters that the fictional character Mahijah writes to his friend Omner about his conversion to the gospel by listening to the prophet Enoch and the progression of the people becoming more Zion. And then I'll leave the end for you to listen to or to read. But I wanted to put this on my channel because I want to listen to it and again and again. And I thought it'd be great for anyone who's desiring Zion to get a good glimpse of what it looks like. And Neal A. Maxwell, I think, captures it very well in this fictional book, kind of like the Screwtape Letters of C.S. Lewis. Is very, kind of in a fictional setting, but very good. So one of the things in the introduction it says, for this purpose, a serious reader should read or reread chapters 6, 7, and 8 of Moses before reading this booklet. And then there's in the appendix, there's a synopsis of each of these, and then there's some great quotes that I'll read at the end as well. But just thought I'd give a quick introduction before I start reading. Hope you enjoy it. This book was dedicated to Enoch, whose faith moved not only mountains, but more importantly, men, and to his successful people for showing us that it can be done, that lapsed righteousness is not inevitable, and that near celestial culture can be transmitted from generation to generation, and with anticipation of that remarkable rendezvous when this prophet and his people return. Quote, "And the Lord said unto Enoch, Then shalt thou and all thy city meet them there, and we will receive them into our bosom, and they shall see us, and we will fall upon their necks, and they shall fall upon our necks, and we will kiss each other. And there shall be mine abode, and it shall be Zion, which shall come forth out of all the creations which I have made. For the space of 1,000 years the earth shall rest." Moses 7:63 through 64. Introduction. Just as the disappearance of Sodom and its sister cities was unprecedented, so was the translation, or removal heavenward, of the city of Enoch centuries before Sodom. The Old and New Testaments, from Genesis to Jude, and more generously, modern scriptures confirm the existence of the city of Enoch. A confluence of conditions and characteristics led to the disintegration of Sodom, for Sodom was not just a place, but a way of life. A confluence of sharply different conditions and characteristics created the sublime city culture of Enoch. Countless secular and sectarian utopian schemes have been stillborn or have soon gone awry, but significantly, a sustained Christ-centered society did exist, and it is a true story that cries out to be told. There are several relevant reasons for attempting to ponder probingly the city of Enoch. First, in our time of increasingly perplexity among nations and individual despair, it is important to realize that thousands of people ages ago successfully applied the commandments of God and thereby had great and unparalleled happiness. Second, since God sets both incentives and warnings before mankind, it is just as important to have before us the positive consequences of righteousness as well as the negative consequences of sin. Third, God preserved and prepared Enoch's people in the midst of awful and enveloping evil, and reassuringly, he has promised his people in our own time that through great tribulations shall be among the children of men, my people will I preserve. The Lord has also said that the day will come when peace shall be taken from the earth, and the devil shall have power over his dominion, and also the Lord shall have power over his saints, and shall reign in their midst. Fourth, the pending rendezvous between the people of Enoch's city culture and those to be preserved on earth at the time of Christ's second coming will be utterly unique in all of the human history and is worthy of some quiet anticipation. First, it was Enoch alone, except for his heavenly helpers. Then a handful of humans joined him. Soon there was a colony, then a city. There appear to be no new or complex doctrines that would account for the unique outcome in the city of Enoch. One will look in vain in the scriptures for a singular, spectacular teaching that accounts for this singular and spectacular event. Clearly, what made these people unique was their serious and steady application of the simple teachings of Jesus Christ. That is the great message that this book aims at underscoring. The device chosen, imaginary communications from Ahijah to his imaginary friend Omner, permits some literary flexibility. The basic information about this remarkable city culture is derived from scriptures, ancient and modern. Selective statements by modern church leaders about the city of Enoch are found in the Appendix B. Quotation marks that would normally entwine excerpts from scriptures emerging after Enoch's time are omitted to ease the passage of the eye and to blend with the intimate conversational tone intended. The literary register of these communications is unlike the style used in the companion booklet, Look Back at Sodom. This book assumes, too, that only some of Ahijah's imaginary communications, sent from inside the city of Enoch to Omner on the outside, survived, giving us only a glimpse of the gradual glory that came to the city of Enoch. There is one unexplained but lengthy gap of many years when Omner does not appear to encourage Ahijah's further communications. The author assumes that all but one of Omner's communications to Ahijah stayed with Ahijah and were thus lost to this world, though Ahijah makes reference to some of Omner's concerns and comments. While the author has tried diligently not to go beyond what we find about the city of Enoch in scriptures or in the utterances of modern prophets, imaginary communications of necessity create the possibility of misunderstanding unless the reader is prayerful, careful, and discerning. The reader may also need some fresh familiarity with the actual scriptures about the city of Enoch. For this purpose, the serious reader should read or reread chapters 6, 7, and 8 of Moses before reading this booklet. Also, since Enoch and his people were good enough to be translated, the author assumes they were at least as good as were the Nephites of AD 36 to 111. Therefore, the Nephites' positive characteristics and traits, as described in 4th Nephi, are woven into this account. Finally, since the residue of the inhabitants of the earth in Enoch's time were regarded by God as the most wicked among all his creations, the author assumes those outside the city of Enoch were at least as bad as the Nephites of AD 400 to 421. See Moroni chapter 9. Therefore, use is also made of comparative negative characteristics and traits in certain of the imaginary communications.